And Young Buzz. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to And Young Buzz, your daily dose of K-pop tea, thoughts, and real talk. Today we need to talk about a comeback that didn't just make noise, it absolutely stormed the charts. IVE is back, and the numbers are honestly kind of wild. So here's what happened. As of 8 AM on the 24th, IVE took first place on Melon's Top 100 with their pre-release track Bang Bang from their second full-length album Revive Plus. And let's pause right there for a second. Pre-release. Not even the main title track yet, and they're already sitting at number 1 on one of Korea's most competitive platforms. That is not casual success, that is serious digital power. Now if you're newer to K-pop or just casually following charts, Melon is not an easy battlefield. Melon reflects Korean public listening behavior more than many other platforms. It isn't purely fandom-driven streaming chaos, it requires broader appeal, repeated listening, and strong initial curiosity. So when a pre-release grabs number 1, that tells us something very important. People are not just checking it out, they're staying. But it gets even crazier. Bang Bang didn't just top Melon. It also ranked number 1 on Genie's Top 200, Genie's Daily Chart, Bug's Real-Time Chart, and Flow's Real-Time Chart. This is what we call a sweep. Chart sweeps are fascinating because they reflect alignment across multiple listener ecosystems. Different platforms, different user behaviors, yet the same result. That kind of consistency is extremely hard to achieve. Now here's something interesting to discuss. Usually, title tracks carry the biggest impact, while pre-releases act as teasers, mood setters, or appetizers. But Bang Bang is behaving like a full-blown title track. This raises a fun debate. Do you think pre-releases are becoming more important than title tracks in modern K-pop strategy? Lately, we're seeing more agencies treat pre-releases like headline events rather than bonus content. Okay, let's talk about the song itself. Bang Bang has this explosive, high-energy feel that instantly sticks. It's catchy, confident, very IVE-coded, yet still fresh enough to feel like evolution. That balance is actually one of IVE's greatest strengths. They don't radically reinvent every comeback, they refine. IVE has built a very recognizable sonic identity. Confident, polished, slightly dramatic, and very attitude-driven. Their tracks often carry this sense of elegance mixed with boldness, and Bang Bang fits perfectly into that space. It feels familiar yet exciting, which is honestly one of the hardest things to pull off musically. Now let's talk about the title track, Black Hole. While Bang Bang dominates charts, Black Hole is already climbing, reaching number 3 on Melon's Hot 100. This is where things get very interesting, because sometimes pre-releases overshadow title tracks or compete for attention. Here, however, we're seeing dual momentum, and that's a very strong signal. Even more impressive, all songs from Revive Plus charted on Melon's Hot 100. This part is actually huge because album-wide charting reflects deep listener engagement. It means people are not just looping one hit, they're exploring the full project. That's not passive consumption, that's active interest. Revive Plus contains 12 tracks, including Bang Bang, Black Hole, and solo tracks from each member. And I genuinely love this move. Solo tracks inside a group album are such a smart strategy. Solo tracks allow members to showcase individuality while maintaining group cohesion. Fans get variety, members get identity development, and the group gains expanded artistic range. It's honestly one of the most effective ways to keep long-term fandom investment strong. Which solo track stood out the most to you? The album is described as embodying IVE's ambition to expand their fame even further, and honestly, that concept feels incredibly fitting. IVE is already successful, influential, and firmly established, so an album about expansion feels less like aspiration and more like declaration. IVE's brand has always leaned into confidence, not aggressive confidence, but polished confidence. Revive Plus feels like an extension of that narrative. It doesn't feel like they're proving themselves, it feels like they're reinforcing dominance. But let's be real for a moment. Sustained success brings brutal pressure. Every comeback must meet or exceed previous performance, every song faces comparison, and every chart result gets dissected. IVE consistently stepping into that environment and still delivering is genuinely impressive. Now here's a classic chart debate. Is this fandom power or general public power? Sweeping charts often sparks this discussion. IVE has a strong fandom, no doubt, but Melon dominance especially suggests broader listener appeal. What's your take? One thing that likely plays a massive role here is replay value. Bang Bang has that addictive loop factor, the kind of track you don't just listen to once, but revisit without realizing. Replay value is everything in digital chart longevity. Now let's talk expectations for Black Hole. Title tracks often carry heavier conceptual weight, bigger performances, and stronger visual narratives. Do you think Black Hole will eventually overtake Bang Bang, or will Bang Bang remain the era's defining hit? This prediction battle is honestly so fun. IVE's evolution pattern is particularly interesting. Instead of drastic transformations, they maintain their core identity while adjusting textures, energy, and tone. This creates stability without stagnation, which is a very difficult balance to maintain. At this point, IVE occupies a very strong industry position. They're no longer rising stars, they're consistent chart leaders. That shift in label changes everything: expectations, criticism, competition, and overall narratives. Chart sweeps are not just short-term wins, they contribute to long-term legacy building. Consistency across releases is what separates trend-driven popularity from lasting influence, and IVE is clearly building something durable. Now let's talk about something fans are probably extremely excited about. IVE will hold their 4th fan concert, Dive into IVE, at Inspire Arena in Incheon next month. Fan concerts carry a very different energy compared to tours, more intimate, more playful, and more connection-focused. Live events strengthen emotional bonds in ways streaming never can. Inside jokes, unexpected interactions, raw performances, and shared experiences often become the most memorable moments. Are any of you planning to attend? Personally, I think Revive Plus feels like a very confident, very calculated era. Strong pre-release, strong title track momentum, album-wide engagement, and member individuality through solos. Everything feels very intentional. But here's the long-term question. Can Bang Bang maintain dominance weeks from now? Because debut peaks are exciting, longevity is legendary. Now I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about Bang Bang's chart sweep? Which track from Revive Plus is your favorite? Do you prefer Bang Bang or Black Hole? Which solo track surprised you the most? And do you think this era strengthens IVE's position at the top? At the end of the day, chart domination stories are always exciting, but what makes this one particularly interesting is how immediate and comprehensive the impact feels. IVE didn't just return, they took over. That's it for today's Young Buzz update. Drop your opinions, rankings, hot takes, and debates in the comments, because you already know the most interesting conversations always happen down there. And I'll see you in the next buzz.